Hi everyone, it's Dr. Nichols-Boyle again. So for this week, I'm going to show you basically how to make your first post and how to brand your blog and customize it even a little bit more and make sure that the topic is really clear to your audience. So again, you can always find these instructions, the written ones, in the module as well. This first blog instructions is what it's under, and you can follow along through there. And if you get stuck, you can just kind of go through this video to the place where you're not sure about how it works. So first, this is the dashboard that you get when you sign into Blogger, as always. So we're going to first do the kind of branding design elements. So those are the title and description. And with my feedback, you might change some of this, but at least we are going to add the description because we didn't have that before. So you're going to go down to the settings section, and it opens up to the basic, and here's my title, Writing for the Web 2020. If you want to change anything, you just click on the title or the section itself, and then you can change it here. And then the description is what goes underneath the title. So it's just kind of like the title is your lead, your headline, and the description is more like your lead, but it doesn't have to be a complete sentence in this case. And as this will go in your header, you don't want it to be a huge long thing of text because that will distract from your main content. So you want it to be something simple, clear, short, but that gives a better idea of what your blog is about. So Writing for the Web 2020 is my title, so my description, I'm going to enter in here, do not use 500 characters, make it shorter than this. So mine is something like conversation starters, information, and discussions for W315. This is my class blog. And then save. And then when we finish this, I'll show you how that looks on the blog itself so you can get a sense of where it appears. So that's the first part. And then I want you to make sure that you as the author are being branded and prominent as part of this content as well. So we'll go to the About Me section. So for the About Me section, you'll need to edit your default blogger profile. So we're still going to stick in settings here, and we're going to scroll all the way down to the general section, which is near the bottom. And actually the very bottom. And then we're going to hit user profile here. You can use blog or draft. It'll come up with something that you want yours to be more specific than that. So you can show these kinds of things if you want to show your email address or other blogs to display or sites you follow, you could do that. But generally, share my profile will be the one thing you need to click to make sure that it is shown. And you can limit what appears on that. Your display name, for me, I actually have my full name, but it doesn't have to be. It could be initials, it could be something catchy to do with your topic, as long as it's professional and it's identifiable as you from the profile and the display name. And if I'm not sure, I will ask you. And then we're going to first put in your little description, your blurb that will appear under your picture and in the About Me section on your blog. And we'll talk more next week about how to move those elements around to make sure they are where you want. But for now, it's going to be the additional information section, and it's the introduction part. So it says up to 1,200 characters, but again, this is going to be something permanent that appears probably in your sidebar or somewhere prominently on your page. So you don't want a huge chunk of text because it's going to distract from your main blog posts. So you want this to be short in general. So it's something like, 1 to 2 sentences only, maybe 3 at the most if they're short. And it should give not necessarily really personal information, but something about the idea of who you are, what makes you interesting, your hobbies, why people should listen to you on this topic. So I put an English lecturer who's not afraid to use technology. I believe in melding 21st century skills with traditional knowledge about writing and communication. So that gives a sense of who I am and what my expertise is in some ways. Okay. And again, you can add some of these other things like interests, favorite movies, favorite music, books, etc. That will not appear in the blog right away, but if someone clicks on your About Me, they'll be able to see that. So that is public as long as you've chosen to share. So just be professional and careful about what you want to put in there. The other thing I mentioned, I mean, you can put in other information here, but the other thing you have to put in is your profile picture. And instead of remove images, I've already put one in. It will just have an add button, and you will be able to choose your picture that you want to have loaded there from somewhere in your computer and just put it in. So it doesn't have to be a personal picture if you don't want it to be. It can be something that represents it, like mine used to be a stack of old books, but something that will help people identify you and make it more unique and branded. And then make sure, usually will probably automatically save, but just in case, go down to the bottom and hit Save Profile right before you leave. Okay, so we'll just hit Save Profile, even though I didn't change anything. So those are most of, and then we'll get back to the main page. So that's most of the main branding type things we're going to do for this time. I also put in as optional to add a favicon, which is that little image like this here that shows up at the top of your screen or in a tab when people are looking at your page, and it helps your blog and it helps brand it a little bit better. I put in some links to some free favicons, and you can try to create your own, but it's difficult to get it something recognizable in that small space on your own. So it's better, I think, to try the free ones or ones that are already designed for the space. And then it shows you in that article I linked how to put that in. I'll go into that more in a different article or different video in the future, but that just gives you an idea. And then next I want to show you how to make your new post. So from the dashboard, depending on the template, you might be able to do this from the blog itself. So I will show you what the blog looks like. You can always go down to here to view blog. And again, it always looks a little bit smaller on the screen, but it is actually will appear bigger. So you can see where that description shows up and why you wouldn't want a huge amount of text there. So it kind of gives it an idea here. That's what people first see. And then your About Me will appear on the side. So you don't want a lot of text there either. And then you can move these around later. So you can go to new post from here, and depending on your template, or you can just go back to the dashboard and do it from there. And for mine, it has design. Not every template is the same. So I'll do the easiest one, which is going to your dashboard and just hitting new post. Pretty straightforward. Make sure that you give it a title so that it'll be easy to identify later. And this title should be, and this is about this blog, but that's kind of boring. So something more specific, like maybe mine be Why Writing for the Web. Or something like that. And then you go, here's where you put your main text, and you see it has a lot of things that are familiar to you with Google Docs or Microsoft Word as well. And it's pretty straightforward, and say, this is where I want you to include your information, some kind of personal story, why you came to care about this topic, what kinds of things you might include, who this is for, links, images, all of those kinds of things. So I might say something like, I've always had a love of new technology. And probably have been less skeptical than many others in my field. When I was a kid, I might tell a little story here and then kind of keep going into a little bit from that. And again, you're looking for that sort of keeping it somewhat professional, but the more personal tone, engaging, trying to reach out to your audience. If you want to do an image, it's very similar to the other things that we've been doing here. You just go to Insert Image, upload from your computer, and you can play around with it there. You will have to give the image credit again. One of the things that's nice about this is that it will allow you to do a caption within it and work with it there. So let's see what I have. I will do a quick one like this, open, give you a sense. select, and then if you click on it, it gives you some things. I want it to be left aligned to fit well here. I can make it small, medium, large, extra large. Maybe I want it a little bit bigger. Yeah, so you can play with this here. This allows you to add a caption, so you could give your image credit here if you want. And then it also gives some other settings like alt text, which we'll talk more about next time. This is writing in what it would display as if there was an image issue or for visual difficulty. So college students in graduation robes. I don't need the title text update. And then here I can add my caption, image credit. U South Bend. Oops. And then I can go ahead and again make this left aligned, and then it could go and insert my link and link that to the IU South Bend one, and it is always open link in a new window. Okay, so that gives you a sense here. The other thing is labels. So this is where the labels are. This gives you an area to describe your post. This is different from SEO. So this is kind of saying what is it about, so that later on you'll have a list that displays this and people will be able to find your post more easily. So it might say something like, there are short phrases separated by commas, not too many, about this blog, introduction. And then if I have something specific, like maybe I told a story about my first Atari, so I'll say, Atari, something like that. So you can have something more specific as well. But do not do just like writing for the web, because your entire blog is about writing for the web, so that doesn't help people narrow it down. So try to keep this fairly small. Read the thing on labels, 2 to 5 labels at most. Sometimes people get really funny and creative with these. As long as it accurately describes and engages the audience, that's fine. And then you can choose to publish it now or publish it later. All this kind of location options, you don't really need to worry too much about at the moment. You can always preview to see what it looks like as well. And then we're just going to, so I could preview it, see, okay, here's what it's going to look like. Yeah, I like the size of that. That looks good. You see the labels appear underneath. This is where people can comment. Great. I think I'm pretty happy with that. And again, you can see how it looks on a tablet, mobile, a smartphone, whatever. Rotate and so on. I'll go back into here, and then I'll hit publish. Publish post. This will publish, confirm. Excellent. And then now it will appear here in your posts. If you want to edit it, you want to make a change later, you can do that from here as well. So you can add in your labels, you can delete the post, you can view the post, and then if you want to edit it, you just click on it and go back into edit again, and then hit update. So that's it. Have fun with it. Enjoy. The last thing, again, is just to remember to invite me to your blog. Either just send me the link if you haven't done so already, or make sure to invite me in the permissions, and I will later in the week send you the email addresses of the class so that you can invite the rest of the class. And I did this before, so if you already know this part, sign off now and have a great week. But otherwise, it's in the settings, going down to permissions, where it says public. If you wanted to change that, you hit reader access, change custom readers, save, and then you would invite more readers and put in the emails and send there. Okay. All right. Have a great week.